Now, the most remarkable representative group or pseudo representative group to back Elon's salute is the ADL. Now, Max Blumenthal, with characteristic cleverness, put this together. Elon and the ADL, a play in 4 acts. Times of Israel. This is from 5th September 2023. Musk threatens to sue ADL for billions, blaming U.S. Jewish group for X's revenue drop. After joining anti-ADL campaign by white supremacist, owner of site once known as Twitter says he opposes anti-Semitism while accusing organization of trying to kill this platform. And here we see him on a trip to Israel with Netanyahu there. Here we see him throw the salute, and ADL jumps out in front of Elon to take the bullet. This is a delicate moment. This is from the ADL now. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm. Not a Nazi salute, but again, we appreciate that people are on edge. In this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace. This is from the fucking ADL.
Listen, we appreciate your guilt and anxiety, but this is the richest man in the world who's pro-Israel, and so we're going to give him a pass.
And we got our hand in his pocket.
Yeah.
Perhaps even the benefit of the doubt and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work towards unity in the months and years ahead. So AOC here, I guess, and again, like she's not wrong as far as it goes, but the hypocrisy, because she's been sitting there backing the author of mass incarceration and an accused rapist for years. She was her and the other progressive profiles tried to fight to keep Joe Biden running in this election. So anything she says is tainted. But just to be clear, you are defending a Heil Hitler salute that was performed and repeated for emphasis and clarity. People can officially stop listening to you as any sort of reputable source of information now. You work for them. Thank you for making that crystal clear at all. Hang on. Now they stopped being a reputable source of information? Like they were reputable until now?
Well,
what are you talking about?
When she says you work for them, she means you work for Trump. That's what she's
saying.
For
the Republicans.
Like, you've chosen a side, and you're now going to back the Republicans. What you should say there is obvious. The point is completely obvious. I mean, the hypocrisy of the ADL in this case is just galling, even by their own standards. A pro-Palestine protester accidentally poked someone in the eye with the mini flag, and they didn't even poke him in the eye. It was a close quarter, and one of the Zionist counter-protesters walked past him, and it poked him in the eye. And the ADL will call that a pogrom, basically.
Right.
But a guy can literally go out, and we'll get into this later. Like, do I think Elon did I think Elon think, I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to do a Nazi salute? No. I think it reflects who he is, that in a moment of exuberance, that's where his subconscious mind took him.
I think
he digs it. And so you go out there.
I think he thinks Hitler is groovy.
Yeah, exactly. Under the white lights on a stage, you make a salute that's that fucking obvious. And hey, it was a little awkward, and we should show grace to each other. How much grace did you show to the student protesters? 0. You went out of your way to smear them at every turn. Oh, we should show grace to the richest man in the world who backs Israel. He deserves grace, but powerless college kids don't.
Getting their heads cracked by the cops.
Really unbelievable.
Yeah. All right. So Elon Musk, this was in response to the ADL backing him. Thanks, guys. Now I got to say, if you look at PayPal. If you look at the ADL's comments, most of the people who follow the ADL for their foaming at the mouth anti-Palestine sentiments, they were not buying it because they're not getting any money from Elon. 19-year-old student says free Palestine, anti-Semitic. Musk backs Germany's AfD and anti-Semitic replacement theories. Buys Twitter so Nazis load at the top. Zig hails multiple times. Give him the benefit of the doubt. The ADL has one job, but Jonathan Greenblatt can't do it. Well said. X may, and this is, you want to know where this all really comes from to flesh it out a little bit. This is the headline from when Elon had been accused of anti-Semitism on the platform. X may lose up to 75 million in revenue as more advertisers pull out. So that was what happened that led him to file a lawsuit against the ADL. And then, somebody sat him down. Somehow the message got across to him. That was a fight he couldn't win, and he bent the knee. That's what happened. So now this is interesting. So, the AFD, we're not going to get into where they fall in the political spectrum here. What's really relevant is where the ADL thinks they fall. There's the ADL, Alternative for Germany Party, what you need to know. Founded in 2013 as an anti-European Union party, AFD has since radicalized and become an extremist anti-immigrant party whose aim is to eliminate the free democratic basic order, according to a 2023 report by the German Institute for Human Rights. AFD leaders have made anti-Semitic, anti-Muslim, and anti-democratic statements detailed below, but Elon endorsed the AFD. So if this is your opinion of the AFD, then why are you so insistent that he didn't throw a Nazi salute? That's interesting.
I think the common thread here is that anyone who hates Muslims is okay with the ADL.
Is you okay in that book?
Yeah, I think so. That seems to be. And we did a segment on the AFD a while back. It was a long time ago, and I honestly forget what we had to say.
It was.
I forget what we had to say, but it wasn't great. I mean, it seems like they're not a great party to me.
So Max, another banger. Elon to be sentenced to another Auschwitz trip with Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
He
doesn't have to do that this time. They're giving him a pass.
Yeah, you got to pass right off the bat.
Yeah.
Aaron Astor, I have criticized Elon Musk many times. Okay, so this was the other one. The autistic defense was the other angle that a lot of right wingers took on this. I have criticized Elon Musk many times for letting neo-Nazis pollute this platform, but this gesture is not a Nazi salute. This is a socially awkward autistic man's wave to the crowd where he says, "My heart goes out to you." Batya Unger Sargon, as a person with a strong track record of criticizing Elon Musk, I feel extremely confident asserting that this was not a Nazi salute. Elon Musk is a friend to the Jews. This is a man with Asperger's exuberantly throwing his heart to the crowd. We don't need to invent outrage, to which, again, Max for the win. Imagine the Zionist freakout bot you would have if Jeremy Corbyn lifted his arm somewhat like this.
Of course. Of course.
Absolutely.
And
so you wanted to say a little about that.
I have to talk about the very woke ableist defense or ableist, defense of Elon Musk. The Asperger's excuse. Okay, so the reason the Asperger's excuse doesn't work, there are two reasons the Asperger's excuse doesn't work. First, I would bet Hitler himself probably had Asperger's. I mean, Hitler seemed like a pretty on the spectrum kind of guy,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make great eye contact, spoke in a loud monotone, weird fixation with trains, right? Mm-hmm. So Hitler seemed like a pretty on the spectrum guy.
Like dogs.
Yeah, right,
in
exactly.
A weird way.
Exactly. That's the first thing. Second thing is, the same people who are defending...
Not good with girls.
Yeah, right, not great with women, right? Yeah, exactly. The second thing is, okay, the same people who are defending Elon saying, well, he has this social emotional disorder. These are people who view Elon Musk as an ubermensch. They say he's a super genius. Right, he builds rockets. He flies them into space. He's going to colonize Mars. The point is, in their view and in mine, I don't think Elon's a super genius, but whatever. I will grant them that for argument's sake, because it strengthens my argument. Elon is a very, very, very high functioning person. He is clearly not a guy crippled by some social or emotional disorders to the point where he can't get on in the world. The guy has forged many very important relationships that are pretty difficult to forge. For example, cozying up to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the easiest guy to get along with, as we know. All right? Look at the turnover in the first Trump term. What did he go through? 2 secretaries of state? I don't even know how many. There was one cabinet position I think he filled 3 times. I think he had 3 AGs in his first term. So he's not the easiest guy to get along with, but Elon Musk has fostered that relationship. So to act as if Elon Musk, all of a sudden, when he makes a Nazi salute, now you're going to blame it on some really debilitating disorder of his, when clearly the man is a highly functional person.
Right.
He clearly does not have trouble integrating into society. He can't have it both ways.
Like, if you're that weird and awkward, because I would argue Elon's genius is not in engineering, it's in manipulating the way that capitalism works,
business
in America,
exactly,
to get ahead without necessarily, in many cases, having a product to justify the valuation of his companies. That's been the case over and over.
And that requires people skills.
That requires people skills to understand how, look, Tesla lost money quarter after quarter after quarter, but because Elon was able to cultivate this mystique, it became a cult stock.
Right.
All of the, what today they might call the manosphere, those people were already kind of, there was already this Reddit trading community of younger people who would just buy the Tesla stock. That's why all the shorts who shorted it lost money, because they'd report a bad quarter, and all of the Musk cultists would buy the stock and just not allow it to crash. That takes a certain amount of insight into human nature and crowd psychology to do that. So if you understand the logic of crowds that well, you understand not to go out in front of a crowd and do that twice.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Twice.
Yeah.
So I don't buy that either.
No.
So here's Marjorie Taylor Greene calling out PBS for the clip we showed at the top. That's why I used that one. As the chairwoman of the Oversight Committee subcommittee on Doge, I look forward to PBS NewsHour coming before my committee and explaining why lying and spreading propaganda to serve the Democrat Party and attack Republicans is a good use of taxpayer funds. We will be in touch soon. Okay, so now listen, I do feel that with NPR, with PBS, there is a political bias that is worth questioning, given that they do get public funds. They're not private organizations. It's a valid question, but they literally described what he did. It looked like, they didn't say he gave a fascist salute. They said what appeared to be. Are you saying that's not accurate?
I mean,
are you saying that didn't appear to be a fascist?
I mean, that is a textbook fascist salute. Like, I don't think he did it with premeditated intention. No, but I do think that when that is what comes out of you in a moment of exuberance, it speaks to your psyche and your state
to what
of
what
priorities.
You think about at night.
Exactly. Yeah.
Please clap.